Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video with Manifest with Sunny. My name is Sunny. Why does this sound like a Chris Collins intro? I do like her content a lot. I think she's a brilliant creator. Um, so my name's Sunny. I decided to throw everything out the window when it comes to content creation because I've been sitting on a bunch of wisdom, a bunch of knowledge. So if you're here for spirituality, manifestation, habits, ADHD hacks, if you're here for all of the amazing energy, this is the place for you. I invite you to follow, subscribe, like, and comment on this video. I'm so excited to get into today's topic. So today's topic is actually kind of interesting. I'm simultaneously kind of nervous about it because I found this list, okay? And I'm gonna do my best not to look at it. I've had it covered up with we're in the process of moving. So it's covered with a microfiber cloth or whatever, some kind of cloth. Anywho, so I found this list that says, of course it's backwards. What would we love to happen in 3 to 6 months? Okay. And as you can see by the date, I wrote this list with my partner, Megan. We wrote this list together and we came up with it together on April 10th, 2022. And I'm kind of nervous to look at the list because I'm like, well, what if some of these things didn't happen? You know, it's been a few years. And I want to start off this video by saying, if some of the things haven't happened, that's okay. And also, manifestation is a creative game with God and the universe. You are a creator, you're here to create. So it's not a time frame constraint. It's a, hey, this is what we desire. And if some of the items haven't happened yet, I'm so excited to find out what I wanted back in 2022 and see if that's similar to what I want now, what my partner and I want together. And I know, I mean, I saw the first line on there, to be honest, when I first picked it up, because we're in the process of moving. So I was going through a bunch of paperwork and I saw the first one. So I, at the very least, know that the first item and possibly the second have come true. And 2 dates are kind of like a blur for me. So I'll do my best to kind of say which date it came true. And hopefully this also brings you to the beautiful inspiration to write down your own dreams, visions, and goals. There is a saying that if you are manifesting something, if you are bringing something into your life, that by writing it down, seeing it in your mind's eye, or having a vision board, that it will come true for you. Okay, so without further ado, I'm so excited to go through the list with you. Okay. I am kind of nervous, but I'm also really excited because, okay. So keep in mind, this was written on, and I don't know if there's like another piece of paper stuck to this. No, okay. Keep in mind, this was written April 10th, 2022. The day that I'm filming this video is Saturday, May 24th, 2025. Okay? Okay. So the first thing on the list, move to and live in Nanaimo, Vancouver Island by June 2022. You guys can see it right there. I'm going to try to keep the rest covered up. This is such a, I'm like, cringe is not the right word, but this is just, I don't know. What's the word? What's a fun word for, like, this is just the silliest way of doing it, really. So as you can see, okay, so the goal was to move to and live in Nanaimo, Vancouver Island by June 2022. Okay, did that happen? Yes, it did. Now, okay, I want to add some rephrasing here before y'all are celebrating. Um, Mostly me who's celebrating. Nobody asked for this video. All the creators that say that, I'm like, yeah, it's true. Nobody asked for this video. So while for those of you who are in the States, this might go over your head a little bit, but I will do my best to like educate, I guess is the best word. But anyway, we did move to the province that Vancouver Island is a part of, which is British Columbia. So a province is similar to like a state, like California is a state. I like how now I'm thinking of like, oh my God, is it? Anyway, so we moved to the province of British Columbia. We moved to the mainland first, and we did in fact move in June. So we moved very close to the island, and Megan and I actually spent this ADHD side quest. We spent quite a bit of time moving around. We secured a spot, kind of like a high-end Airbnb, one of the most expensive places to date, I think, that I have ever stayed at. That is an Airbnb, like not a hotel, for the time frame. Like we paid $2,500 for 2 weeks, and that was super crazy. Anywho, so we did that the first couple of days. So we literally moved July 1st. So not quite June, but the investment property got rented out in June. So it became an investment property after we had moved out, and even before that at some points in time. Anyway, so we moved to British Columbia. We moved to the mainland, which is Vancouver, BC. Some of y'all are very familiar with Vancouver, very close to the border of the States and Seattle, all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff, right? I mean, the border and the States are not necessarily the good stuff, but the fact that you know this likely, and that we have ease of flow and access to and through. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. Okay, so this is the most chaotic video I think I've ever filmed, because totally, I mean, most of my videos are unplanned. Anyway, so we moved July 1st after renting out the investment property towards the end of June. My partner and I felt it would be best. So July 1st, for those of you who do not know, is Canada Day in Canada. And we moved on that day because we were thinking, okay, if people are celebrating on that day, they're already likely going to be at their destination. So our kind of thought process with this was that the roadways are going to be a little bit more clear and stuff like that. And turns out, like, I think for the most part, we were correct in that, except I do remember us driving into, I would call it maybe like the greater Vancouver area, kind of near Abbotsford. When we drove in, it was like close to 5 p.m. So it was filled with traffic. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you guys about the traffic. Anywho, so we lived in 6 or 7 different places within the span. So 6 places within the span of 12 months, 7 different places in the span of 13 months. So just a little over a year. And we did make our way to the island October 2nd of 2022. So just a few months after, right? And we did move to Nanaimo. So I want you to know that the universe, God, does not have a time frame. It happens for you when you are ready. That's my kettle. I'm multitasking. I'll be right back. Nothing like a nice hot tea on a warm summer's day. Am I right? Okay, I want to go to the next thing, and I want to be honest with you guys. Like, I may have seen the next thing, but the rest of the list I have not seen, and that's what kind of makes me nervous. Anyway. Okay, the next thing on the list. Okay, just kidding. I did not see this. I'm like reading it. I was like, I did not see this. No. Okay, so the next thing says get engaged. So, yes, that did happen. My partner and I got engaged June of 2022, right before we moved here. We got engaged like 2 weeks before making our move in July. So, wow, that's amazing. And now we're moving again. So we'll be on a different part of the island, but I am really excited for it. Now, there's an extra, it looks like I might have written out 2 lines. This one says swim plus dive with seals. We have not done that yet, although very, very possible. There are tons of seals on the island, and honestly, I don't know why that's there. I'm like, they're literally communicating right now. They're on a rock. Oh. Yeah, tired from swimming. Aren't they like slightly dangerous? I just remember that video. I don't know if it was from like the 2000s where that girl got like pushed or pulled in by a seal from a dock. So I'm like, I don't know if I still want to do that. Swim with dolphins, definitely on the list. I would say like more of a sanctuary, or like if it happens naturally. I don't necessarily want to experience it where like you know, you pay people and then they're like confined in a very small area. It's just not fun for them, you know. So there we go. But yes, my partner and I did get engaged. She proposed with a really fun ring that says I said yes. And there's actually an engraving on the inside as well. I will share our engagement story in another video because I did not know it was happening. I was eating a granola bar. And yeah, so anyway, let's get to the next thing. So remember, and I'll even put it here throughout the whole video so you kind of know, like, what would we love to happen in the next 3 to 6 months? So while we had an idea of what we would love to happen in the next 3 to 6 months, remember, the universe does not see or feel time, and it is up to you. If you believe that it will happen for you in that time frame, it absolutely will. All right, let's keep going. Oh, okay. Adopt a dog. And then I crossed it off and wrote pup because I usually, any kind of dog, I call pups. Oh, yes. Okay. First of all, for all of you who follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and even here, you know I am absolutely obsessed with my dog, our dog. I love her so much. Please follow her on Instagram. She is so worth all the love. Our little rescue. She's a rescue from Thailand originally, and I love her so much. So yes, we did adopt a dog, and no, it did not happen in the 3 to 6 month time frame that we originally had in mind. We adopted her last September, so September 19th, 2024, or September 20th, or sometime in September. Yeah, I'm like thinking, do I need to cut this out? Because, yeah, anyway, we almost got in trouble at the border. Anyway, my lips are sealed. My lips are sealed. We adopted our dog last year in 2024 in the fall time. So not quite in the 3 to 6 month time frame, but yeah, definitely happened. You can follow her here. Okay. Megan put on here, which I also actually wanted to be a part of. This was after I had realized like her mission and some of the emails that she receives from beach cleanup crews, and there's like a beach cleanup that happens here on the island that she follows, and she receives emails from them. So after I learned more about that, it also became a goal of mine. So this says beach cleanup. So while we have we've been to many, many beaches since moving here, even some on other islands, which is very fun, like Gabriola. While we haven't intentionally been part of like a group beach cleanup through like a company or a non-for-profit or an organization, we do stand by this. Megan will always pick up trash, whether it's like metal or wrappers. We found a backpack at Piper's Lagoon once, and for sure, like with the amount of Dexter and I'm not a true crime slash like horror slash whatever type of, I'm more of the Disney gal, but my sister really kind of encouraged Dexter, and I also kind of got into it a little bit. So when we started watching that, and then we find a washed up backpack on the beach, of course, I'm the type of person where I'm like, there's like body parts in there, like for sure. And Megan's like, well, okay, like I know we've been watching Dexter, but let's, not get into that frame of mind. And she's like, no, but seriously, what if there is, and I'm like, well, then we call someone, like, she's like, it's really heavy after she picked it up, like really heavy. And I was like, okay. And she was opening everything up with, like, I don't remember if she had, like, if we had dog poop bags on us, or if it was before we adopted a dog, but or she had gloves, or it was closer to the fall time. So yeah, but I know she was using something to unzip everything in case there was like drugs or I don't know. Anyway, so she opened it up and it's just like a bunch of bricks and rocks and one glove. And of course, her and I go, this was used to murder. It probably wasn't. I don't remember if she called it in, but she did throw everything out and dispose of it properly at the park and everything. And it just was a strange occurrence. Anyway, so we have done beach cleanup in our own kind of way. I don't know if collecting sea glass is beach cleanup, but we do that quite often. On occasion, if I see other people's like poop bags that they've forgotten to throw out, I'll grab those and throw those out, although I'm a little weird about it. But yeah, so not in the traditional sense, but some of it was done. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Oh, I love this one so much. But I'm not going to read it to you guys because it's Megan's and it's personal, okay? But I will confirm with her if it's something I can share, and maybe I can do it in another video. But oh, I love this one so much. Okay, let's go to another one. Okay, so the next one says, Sunny, $1.2 million made through my company on or by October 29th, 2022. My goal was to be a millionaire essentially by my birthday. I'm a Scorpio, so my birthday is on the 30th. And yes, like I was really excited for this to happen. And 1.2 is a very specific number. So I will not tell you guys if we reached this goal, but I will tell you that it did not happen on this day. Okay. And I'm so excited for you to experience this and for more of this to happen. And I will leave you with this 2 cents, okay? Upon and when money is an energy, and it is not everything. And there was a time in my life when I realized that purely just money no longer fulfilled me. And I wanted more. Listen, I wanted community. I wanted to share. I wanted to give. I wanted to be a part of something more and something bigger. And so I will leave it at that. Okay, the next thing on the list, I'm not going to read the idea behind it because Megan and I have not created this. However, there is an aspect to this that I will share that is on here. It says helping queer youth and community. Okay, so as a guide, as someone who is a creative, an artist, someone who enjoys being in and creating community, I'm so excited to say that my company has supported, and Megan and I both have supported queer individuals throughout the last few years. And some of them have been queer youth, okay, through giving and donating. I've donated a few times to the Trevor Project and a few other foundations and organizations that I'm really excited by. We are in the process of redoing the Abundant Bitch website, but once that's completely redesigned, maybe I'll put up a page where I talk about the foundations that we love giving to. One of them is the Bat Sanctuary, which has nothing to do with queer individuals, but maybe there are queer individuals that volunteer there, and just have a list of my favorite places to donate and to give, and hopefully inspire you to do the same. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the next thing on the list, this has come true. Rent the condo, which is the investment property that we have, to amazing long-term renter, fully furnished for $2,000 a month. You guys, I rented out the condo. We rented out the condo to an amazing tenant for $2,000 per month. And then they actually paid me. It was almost the last or second last week of June before we made the trip to July, moving out here. And listen, when I tell you the universe works in amazing ways, I truly mean that. So they lived at the condo, and part of their, I don't want to say deal or contract, but they were like, we would love to rent it out for 3 to 4 months. And I was like, okay, no problem. And obviously that's a shorter amount of time. So long-term renter is not part of that. However, they paid upfront for 3 months of rent. And this happened right before our big move to another province, essentially, because our investment property is in Alberta. And it's listed if you want to check it out. And yeah, I'm just so grateful and so excited that that happened. Just beautiful, amazing. So yeah, if you feel like you'd like to check it out, I'll put the link down below. If you're in the Alberta area or somewhere else in the world, maybe you're my next renter. I don't know. Anyway, so after them, we did have a long-term tenant. He moved from Australia, and yeah, he was paying a little less than $2,000. It was $1,950, I believe, per month. And that just worked out perfectly. And after that, we did have a tenant for a long-term tenant for $2,000 per month. And we ended up increasing the rent the following year because they decided to stay just by $20, nothing crazy. So yeah, so that really did happen. That really did happen. Oh, see, as I was talking about the Bat Sanctuary, the next thing on the list And trust me, you guys, whatever I'm reading really is on the list. I don't want to show the list in full, because then you're going to see some of Megan's personal items that I don't know if she wants that on the internet. So yeah. This says donate/save the animals. I am genuinely so excited about this because, okay, like I said, I absolutely love the bat sanctuary. I think they are out of Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I've only actually been to their website, um, like perusing around just a few times. The times that I have donated have been through, they do these like, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but Instagram, there's an option where you can just donate. So I've done that. And there's a button on their website, I believe, to donate, but I haven't done too much research. And the one day that I decided to look up like where they're based out of, I think I saw Texas, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, I love them so much because of all the cute bats, and I love bats so much. As you can tell, I have a bat tattooed on my chest. This is a fruit bat. I just love them. I've loved bats since I was a kid. Giraffes, all kinds of animals. And so, yeah, and throughout that process, there's a medicine horse ranch that Megan and I volunteer at. And we have not only volunteered there, but also donated as well. So helping work there, whether it's physically, like literally I'll be there on like a Saturday shoveling poop. So it is, if you haven't done it, is like the most healing thing. It's the most healing thing. And it smells so good. I know that's like weird to hear, but I love the smell of a farm. I love the smell of horses. Yeah, very, very amazing. So yes, that has come true since moving to the island. And of course, adopting our dog has been part of that process. The amount of bees Megan alone has saved throughout our entire relationship has been insane. Like she would literally see a bee struggling, would bring it home, we would nurse it, we would help it, and then it's free to fly it because it has enough sugar or whatever. So being part of that process, and then some other kind of more unfortunate processes. We've tried to save a few birds and unfortunately it didn't pan out. But nevertheless, the intention was there. So yes, this has happened. Okay, so the next one says new tattoo for both of us. Megan and I have not gotten a tattoo together yet. But I have been tattooed since April 10th, 2022. Can you guess what the tattoo was? Guess in the comments below. Guess, guess, guess. I'll give you a hint. No, actually, I won't. No, I won't. But, oh no. Maybe I could. Maybe I could give you a hint. If you're following me on Instagram, you definitely saw this. You definitely saw this in the stories. You may even find it somewhere on a pretty awesome tattoo artist's profile that is on Vancouver Island. So if you find it, let me know. And ooh, maybe we should do like a little contest. You can have, if you find it and you know the 3 tattoos that I got most recently. And if you're the tattoo artist, this is not fair. So you can't. But I will either give you a gift card or you can have anything from the Abundant Bitch shop for free. You'll just have to pay for shipping, especially if you live really, really far away. But I will happily send you anything that you want for free from the Abundant Bitch shop. Okay? I think that would be really fun. So comment down below. Okay, let's continue down the list. Also, I don't know why this has like a peach sticker. Okay, beach walks every morning and watch the sunrise. So while Megan and I do not go on beach walks every single morning, we have gone on beach walks. I'm like, what am I confident to say? Like a lot. A lot. When we first moved into like a long-term house in Nanaimo, we lived like a block or two, a block and a half away from the water. And while it's not your traditional beach, you know, of like white sand and stuff like that, it's got pebbles and rocks and you can go right up to the shore. I've also swam there before, so I don't even know what number I'd feel confident in saying. It definitely hasn't been every single morning, but quite a lot. And any chance we have the opportunity, yesterday, Megan had the day off, so we went together. We went to the beach with our dog. Also, Piper's Lagoon. If you haven't been there, it's a fantastic beach. And yes, I have watched the sunrise. And I have done it from the beach that we lived at a couple blocks away from the house. So amazing. I'm actually very impressed so far with the list that we have completed like most of this. I truly, a part of me was like slightly nervous, but I think that's like the human part that's slightly nervous. You know, my soul knows that it's all going to happen at some point anyway. So it's all good. Okay. The next one says having multiple very successful master classes of 78 plus attendees with 10 to 20 people investing in themselves each month from the master classes. So this is very interesting because I have actually restructured my business so much. But when we were doing master classes, I'm trying to think back 2022 in August, I started doing master classes. And to answer this more with clarity, so yes, we have had multiple, very successful master classes. Have 78 plus attendees shown up every single master class? No. Have there been 10 to 20 people investing in themselves each month? No. Have we had people from master classes investing in our services and products almost every single time? Absolutely. Yes. There was only one master class that I taught where nobody had invested. And then the other one that I taught where no one had invested to go further was in collaboration. And that was like way before in 2022. But since October 2022, yes, we have the first one in October, successful masterclass. We did not have anybody invest in like high ticket or anything like that. But every masterclass after that, starting in 2023. Yep. Yes. We have had people come through. And actually, most of my, I don't want to call them easy clients. Oh my gosh. But most of the easiest process that has ever happened for me when it comes to working with others and creating community has really been people coming to me. It has not been through necessarily like the masterclass marketing type of selling or anything like that. And more recently, I have made a promise in my business. This was last year, that we became people over profit. And what that really means to me is working with community and working in receiving either government funding or grants or angel investors investing into us to also be able to provide coaching and leadership and business leadership essentially through a scholarship, like a fully paid scholarship. So there have been quite a few changes within the way that I do business, especially in the ways that I receive money. So while this in exact exactance, I don't know if that's a word, has not come to fruition yet, um, elements of this has happened for sure. And when I talk about ease and flow, a lot of the clients and beautiful souls that I have had come to me to work with me have met me either in person or we had a consultation. They didn't come from master classes. Towards the beginning, anyway, they did come from master class, but towards the end, they didn't come from master classes. They came from genuine, authentic connection and conversation. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm afraid this video is getting so long. We have just a few more things on the list. And I feel like this video will be way too long if I keep reading it. Okay, so I'll stop the video there. Maybe I will film another video to go through the list. If you really enjoyed this video, comment down below. Let me know what you enjoyed about it, what you learned, and if you want me to film another video going through the rest of my list. All right, thank you so much for sticking around, and it would mean the world to me if you click that subscribe button. Remember to like this video and share with your friends if you're not already part of our newsletter, which I am doing a better job of actually like sending out emails. In the future, I'll be hiring somebody to handle all of that. But if you're not a part of it, sign up. I share creative and fun solutions to personal and business problems, life's problems. I love being a creative problem solver for others. So if you've been struggling on your path or your purpose, please email me, please connect with me, book a consultation. The link's always going to be in the description to do that. And I'm excited to work with you.